Hey guys, so remember when I released Opportunities, I gave like a background behind the track and said I quit my job. So I was thinking that every time I release a track, I'll just give a background story behind it, behind what was going on in my life. I'm not gonna give like an actual explanation of the track itself. One day I'm sure I'll have fans that are just gonna pull up and make a make a genius page and actually like try to explain the lyrics. That would be cool, but I'm not gonna spoil that fun for anyone in the distant future. So I'm just gonna give you a background in terms of where I was in my life, maybe why I wrote the track, those type of things. So in the case of the story of Big G, that track is like very, very special to me, guys. The reason why is because that was like the first track that I ever wrote, completed, that had a hook. I think it was probably like the second or third track that I'd ever written, like just like wrote and completed like fully. And yeah, when I was done with the track and I was listening back to it, I was like, nigga, is this you? Like, bro, you wrote this. Like, shit, okay, that's a bit crazy, you know. And then I was like, maybe I'm just gassing myself up. So I sent it to a few of my homies, you know, and then the VNs that I got back, bro, like was just like, yo, okay, I'm onto something. Like I really wish I could share the VNs, but you know the whole thing of if you move from Android to iPhone, you can't really back up the WhatsApp chats and all that. But pretty much my homies are gassing me up saying, yo, no, this shit was good like that. Like my one friend was just like even singing the hook saying, I pity the fool that shoots for the it was dope. Like it felt really good, you know. So that really like boosted my confidence in terms of my ability to write music. Probably like almost a year later, in my varsity they had a talent show. So this talent show was just like anyone could join. And there were prizes like for I think third, second, and first place, like any normal competition. So I signed up. I was like, hey, why not? I'm just gonna rap the story of Big G. So yeah, cool. Sign up. I get there that night and I'm told that I'm gonna be the first person. So I'm like, oh nigga, the first person. I'm just like, hey, okay, at least I'll just get over and done with it. It's kind of like, you know, back in high school when there's like those English orals or presentations. And you're just like, hey, you know what? Let me just go first, get it over and done with. I was never that guy, by the way. I used to always see people do it, and I used to be jealous, thinking, oh damn, these people are now like relieved because they've done their thing. They don't have to stress anymore. But in this case, I didn't have a choice. They just said, hey, bro, you're going first. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to fight it. Cool, I'll go first. So I went, stood up there, did my thing. Luckily, nothing went wrong. Like everything was smooth. There was no technical issues or anything like that. I rapped. I was done with the track. And then when I was done, people clapped and like, oh, like cool, nice, nice, nice. Like they were happy. And I'm thinking, oh, of course, bro. People are gonna clap at a talent show. Like even if your thing is shit, they're just gonna clap to be kind. Like no matter how bad your thing is, they're not gonna be like they genuinely they're gonna try. They're gonna fake it and be like, oh, nice, well done. Like, that was so good, you know. But obviously they know deep down that they're lying. That God is watching and it's like, are you a liar? But anyway, got the claps, whatever. When I sat down, these guys like sitting in front of me, and they turned back and they were like, bro, no, that shit was so good. Like, damn, bro, I think you might even win this thing. This was crazy. I'm like, oh, what? Okay, bro, calm down. It just started, but okay. Thanks, bro. Thanks. I appreciate the compliments. And then the performances go by. Like some people are like doing poetry. Some people were dancing, doing interesting stuff. Like they were definitely talented people. It wasn't a thing where it's just like, I'm gonna win this thing. It wasn't like an easy surefire thing or anything. And especially the biggest point for me that was like something that stuck with me for a long time. There was this one girl, right, who went and she sang. She did a cover of a song, but she sang very well. Like she was very good. Even that same guy who like gassed me up, he was like, "Yo, bro, I think maybe this girl might beat you." I'm like, "Hey, bro, yeah, she was really good. It's possible, dog. I wouldn't put it past them for them to vote like her over me, you know. So it's cool." And then she performs and stuff, cool. And then we have like a break, like there was like an intermission or a break, right? So during that break, I go to the bathroom, and then when I'm going to the bathroom, one of the judges, he also goes into the bathroom, right? No, he wasn't following me, he wasn't being weird. We just went to the bathroom at the same time. So he's like, "Yo, bro, that shit was really good. Did you actually write that song yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Bro, please make sure that you like write every day and do music every day." So that really like, yo, that was a big thing for me. Like, oh damn, and this guy really he was someone who did pursue music like seriously. Like he used to play like guitar there in campus. He used to even like speak Zulu as a white guy. He used to even like speak Zulu and stuff. He was a really cool guy, and he genuinely, you could see that he was someone who's passionate about music, who did give it a serious shot. And he told me, he was like, bro, you've gotta like keep it up, like keep doing it, like please don't stop. Sorry I disappointed him because after that I didn't really do shit. But anyway, that's a separate conversation. So yeah, so that's the one thing that happened during that break. And then on the way back to the seats, I bump into that same girl that I mentioned was singing very well. So I bump into her and like her dad and her family. And the dad stops me and he's like, yo, bro, that performance was so good. Like shit. Like he's busy gassing me up. And I'm like, bro, your daughter's like right here. She was also performing. Like maybe just hold it in. Like the way he was gassing me up, I'm like, damn, okay, maybe I'm onto something. Maybe like that shit was actually pretty good. Like my performance is pretty good. Maybe I have a chance at winning, you know? So I go sit down, and then I think there was a few more performances, or I don't know if they just went straight to the end of announcing, whatever. But now at the point now they announced number 3. Okay, cool. And then I'm like, ish, okay, all right, now it's intense now. And then they say number 2, and it's not me. So when it wasn't me and it was number 2, I'm just like, shit. Of course, I knew these white judges, they don't appreciate rap, this and that. I'm just like, whatever. Even though the judge literally just gassed me up, but I'm just thinking all these things like, nah, of course they didn't pick me first, whatever, you know. And then they say number 1, and they're like, BG. Back then, my name was BG. I'm like, nigga, what? I'm like, did I just win something? Like, that was like probably the first time in my whole life I'd done a competition where I'd actually had to do something and I won. The only other time I've won something was like, so my one friend in high school, he had like Simba chips, right? And he was eating the chips, and then he had like one of those competitions where you say like for 2 rand SMS and you could win. And then he gave it to me. He's like, it's fine. I don't really want this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me just try. And I put it in and I actually won. Like, I think I won like 500 rand. And I was such a dick back then because I literally laughed at the guy. I was like, hi, idiots. And I took the 500 rand and I chowed it by myself. I didn't even give him a sense. I didn't like do anything. I literally just laughed at him. I was like, bro, why'd you even give it to me? And I pretty much like laughed at him. But sorry if you're watching this, Arno. Sorry, bro. Next time I'll probably be more generous. But yeah, so going back to the story. Yeah, so I won the talent show. That was just crazy to me. The fact that I won the talent show, I got a 1,000 rand Takealot voucher. Then I bought a mic with that voucher. I'll put it on the screen to show you like the mic I got. Actually, let me just grab the mic as well. Okay. All right. So this is like a bag full of old electronics. I wanted to do like the e-waste thing because Macro had this e-waste thing where they were giving people money. So we put all our old shit in here, but. Where's this thing? Yeah, here we go. So this right here, this was my very first mic. Let's see, just gonna focus. See, now I'm like those. You see those girls that do that shit? Yeah. So this was my very first mic, Samson mic, USB studio condenser mic, and it was decent, guys. Like back then, obviously, I didn't know much about like recording. Wasn't that good at all, like in terms of my vocal performance, in terms of setting up the room to some decent level. Like there's a lot of things I didn't know, but this mic was really like, it really helped me a lot because I was able to record like songs and listen to them myself, you know, because it's very important to be able to, like, when you're making a track, you record it and listen to it to see how it sounds, obviously. So yeah, this was my very first mic before I upgraded to this one. I don't even want to share the price of this one, but yeah. So that was my first mic back when the economy wasn't too bad and you could buy like a mic for 1,000 rand. So yeah, so that's pretty much the story behind the track. So that's pretty much the story. Like I won, got the mic, and that genuinely, guys, that should have been my origin story. Genuinely, like that should have been my origin story where it was like, okay, cool, I won the talent show, I got the mic, and then my career just, you know. And then I just became consistent after that. I was writing all the time, doing a bunch of stuff. And then, you know, like now Big G would just be a household name at this point. But it obviously didn't play out like that. And I'm going to address that in the next track that's coming out. But yeah, so that's pretty much the story behind the story of Big G.